Hey everybody, so it's been a little over 3 weeks since Game of Thrones has ended, and all I've been seeing since then are negative articles and videos all over the internet just complaining about the last season and how it was ruined and everything. And while it was somewhat disappointing, I don't want to talk about that today. I want to talk about the positives of the show. And I want to go back over the previous seasons, and I want to talk about all of my favorite episodes, specifically my top 10 favorite episodes of Game of Thrones. So let's jump right into it. Season 3, Episode 4, and Now His Watch Has Ended. Mainly an episode used to progress the story arcs of the third season, characters like Varys, Tyrion, Bran, and the Night Watch in its entirety move forward with their stories. Jaime deals with the loss of his hand, Cersei's tensions with the Tyrells rise, and the Hound and Arya meet Beric Dondarrion. But the highlight of this episode has one of my favorite Daenerys moments. After a couple episodes of listening to this slave owner talk shit about Daenerys in a different language, she finally confronts him, revealing that she speaks his language to his surprise. She tells the Unsullied to free themselves and kill their masters, and it has one of the best Dracarys moments that Daenerys has had in the entire show. It's incredibly satisfying. It's just an ultimately badass moment. One of my favorite scenes in the show, and that's why the episode is number 10. Number 9, Season 4, Episode 8, The Mountain and the Viper. With Oberyn taking up the mantle of Tyrion's victor for the trial by combat, he tries to avenge his sister and her children's deaths. The episode that made him a fan favorite also took him from us almost immediately after he became one of our favorites. After mortally wounding the Mountain, Oberyn becomes a little too cocky and leaves an opening for the Mountain to strike. It's incredibly violent and gory, and it's full-on Game of Thrones in its violence and shocking death essence that the show has. Incredibly entertaining. Number 8, Season 4, Episode 10, The Children. The Season 4 finale is my second favorite finale of the show. This finale closes out several season arcs, most notably including the Hound and Arya splitting ways after she leaves him for dead, which is preceded by one of the most suspenseful fights in the show between Brienne and the Hound. One reason this fight is so suspenseful is that both of these characters are characters that we don't want to see get hurt. They're both fan favorites, and the fact that they're at odds makes it very, very high tension. But the real highlight of the finale is the ending to the best character arc in any of the seasons, the Tyrion's trial arc, which is what I refer to it by. Tyrion is freed from prison by Jaime because he's being scheduled to be executed after Oberyn Martell lost the trial by combat. And in his escape, he goes to kill his father, Tywin, and he finds Shay in his father's bed. He ends up having to kill Shay, which I know a lot of people hated that character by that point, but I still found it really heartbreaking. But then he kills Tywin while he's on the toilet, which is one of the best character interactions in the show, is that those final moments between those two. Because you see Tywin kind of trying to defend himself and trying to save his own ass, but Tyrion sees right through it and shoots him with a crossbow. Number 7, Season 4, Episode 2, The Lion and the Rose. Featuring one of the most satisfying deaths in the show, Episode 2 of the 4th season is focused on Joffrey's marriage to Margaery. Throughout the episode, Joffrey proves over and over again that he is, in fact, a little shit, becoming even more annoying and unpredictable than he had been in the entire show's run up to now. He lashes out over and over again at Tyrion, and it creates this very angry dynamic between both of them where you can see that they hate each other. But then he drinks from that blessed goblet. Kicking off the Tyrion trial, the episode ends with Joffrey writhing on the ground from the poison that was in his drink in front of everybody, And to describe it in one word, satisfying. Number 6. Season 1, Episode 9, Baelor. The episode that solidified Game of Thrones as the juggernaut of a television series that it is. Baelor features Ned Stark being kind of tried for his treason, considering he was trying to dethrone Joffrey after Robert's death. Showing his power, Joffrey sentences Ned to death out of basically pure spite. And this is incredibly shocking because up to this point, Ned has been the protagonist of the show, and he remains throughout the series to be one of the show's most honorable characters. Just like Arya and Sansa, we watch in horror as Ned is hopelessly executed. We knew from then on that this show wasn't messing around. Number 5. Season 5, Episode 8, Hardhome. The episode that showed us what the true scope of the show could be. Jon Snow travels to Hardhome to help colonies of wildlings to Sanctuary, south of the Wall, to escape the undead army. This episode has a bit of a departure from previous ones, and its tone changes to something straight out of a horror movie. When Hardhome is ambushed by the Night King's undead army, outnumbered, confused, and lacking the knowledge of how to kill undead, Jon Tormund and the rest of the wildlings fend for their lives in this epically terrifying battle. Ended with the horrific cherry on top, with the revelation that the Night King can add any dead body to his army. Number 4, Season 4, Episode 6, The Laws of Gods and Men. As you might have noticed, I am including a lot of Season 4 episodes because that is my favorite season. And this is my favorite episode from that season because I just think that it's amazing. This episode features my favorite character moment in the entire show with Tyrion's trial. One of the best scenes in the entire series. Accused of Joffrey's murder, Tyrion refrains from lashing out to help save his own skin, until Shay makes a surprising appearance to lie about Tyrion's intentions. In a masterclass example of acting that earned Peter Dinklage a well-deserved Emmy, Tyrion snaps and lashes out into a powerful monologue that I can't do justice here, so I'll just show a little bit of that clip.
I did not kill Joffrey, but I wish that I had. Watching your vicious bastard die gave me more relief than 1,000 lying whores. I wish I was the monster you think I am. I wish I had enough poison for the whole pack of you. I would gladly give my life to watch you all swallow it.
Samarin, escort the prisoner back to his cell.
Number 3, Season 6, Episode 10, The Winds of Winter. The incredibly shocking Season 6 finale really brought the goods in this episode. Quite possibly one of the most eventful episodes in the series. Cersei makes a maniacally calculated move and blows up the Sept of Baelor, where she is supposed to attend her trial. This subsequently almost completely wipes out the House of Tyrell, with the exception of Olenna, and kills the High Sparrow and his followers. This is immediately followed by Tommen's suicide, unfortunately making Cersei queen. This is an incredibly satisfying episode consisting of Walder Frey's death, which was fucking awesome to see, Septa Unella's death, Dany makes Tyrion her hand, Jon Snow becomes the King of the North, and just to add on to that, the long-awaited revelation of Jon Snow's lineage. Another highlight of this episode is the immaculate direction and the amazing score. Seriously, the music in this episode, you should go check it out. It's very, very well done. Number 2, Season 3, Episode 9, The Reigns of Castamere. Easily the most infamous episode in the series. Robb, Catelyn, and Talisa respectfully attend the compromised wedding at Walder Frey's castle. A majority of the episode is lighthearted and fun, and it feels a bit like a filler episode and everything. until its dreaded last 10 minutes, going down in TV history as the Red Wedding. House Frey, Bolton, and Lannister slaughter the Stark followers and all the Starks that are attending. Gory to no end, Talisa is stabbed to death in her pregnant belly. Robb is shot several times and stabbed by Roose Bolton. And Catelyn, with an amazing performance from Michelle Fairley, pleads with Walder to save her son and is also relentlessly murdered. Before I get to my number one, I want to go over a couple of my favorite episodes that didn't make the cut. Here are my honorable mentions. Season 2, Episode 9, Blackwater. Season 7, Episode 4, The Spoils of War. Season 4, Episode 9, The Watchers on the Wall. Season 8, Episode 2, A Night of the Seven Kingdoms. And number one is Season 6, Episode 9, The Battle of the Bastards. There has not been an episode that had me quite as invested as I was during this one. Jon's army fights for the North against Ramsay Bolton's. This episode had me on my feet when I first watched it. In my opinion, from a technical aspect, this is the most impressive battle I believe I have ever seen in any media. Incredibly well shot, suspenseful, unpredictable, and nerve-wracking. This episode shows Ramsay's intelligence in that after getting Jon to take the bait and getting the rest of his army to go into place, he almost wipes out their entire unit in an incredibly well-coordinated attack. Saved at the last moment by the Knights of the Vale from the orders of Sansa and Littlefinger, Jon is able to capture Ramsay and get a couple good hits in there right before he gives them over to Sansa. And in a great move of revenge, Sansa feeds Ramsay to his own hounds. This episode, in my opinion, is perfectly made and is the best episode of Game of Thrones. What are your favorite episodes of Game of Thrones? Let me know. Comment below, give me your opinion. Share, like, and subscribe. And I'll be back with another video.